What a result! Trump has bounced back to win the White House, gaining a majority of the popular vote for the Republicans for the first time in 20 years. The Republicans also won the Senate and held the House, meaning they have a mandate and the means to deliver on it for the first time in a generation. If the incoming administration is going to turn America around, they urgently need to get to grips with three existential challenges the US faces, namely soaring debt, mass immigration, and a debilitating lack of self-belief. Every 100 days, the US national debt is rising by $1 trillion. US national debt is already relatively higher than it was at the end of the Second World War. And this year, we'll pay more on the interest to service the national debt than we do on defense. As Elon Musk, now one of Trump's inner circle, says, unless this changes, debt will destroy America the way it did other great powers. Trump needs to take an axe, the way Argentina's President Milei has, and close many of the 400 federal agencies, starting with the Department of Education. Certain welfare programs need to go too. When Musk bought Twitter, or X, he fired 80% of the staff, and output rose. Let's hope Musk is allowed to do something similar to the federal bureaucracy. Musk, who recently complained that it takes him longer to get permission to launch a rocket than it takes his team to build it, understands how red tape is stifling America. Dramatically removing red tape and legally sanctioning federal agencies that overreach their actual mandates would raise economic growth. Faster growth and reduced federal spending would, in time, close the deficit. Over the past 4 years, 10 million immigrants have entered America, me being one of them. But the number entering illegally has soared. Set aside the unfairness of allowing in people that don't abide by the rules the rest of us are required to follow. It's not a good idea for America to accept large numbers of people from culturally incompatible countries. See Europe for details. As a new arrival, I constantly marvel at how fortunate I am to live in America. But it bothers me that many Americans don't seem to understand how awesome their country is. Too many Americans, especially young Americans, have been taught to despise their own country by smart, stupid liberals in the education system, who think that self-loathing is a mark of sophistication, when in reality it betrays a lack of it. The woke insanity in the classroom needs to stop. Trump has already indicated he will abolish federal diversity, equity, and inclusion programs on day one. He will be president as America celebrates her 250th birthday on July 4th, 2026. Trump needs to ensure it becomes a celebration of all that is good and admirable about this country, and not descend into a woke fest. The only certain way to take back control of the education system from smart, stupid liberals is through school choice. In many states, like our own Mississippi, a coalition of liberal activists, like the so-called Parents Campaign, and anti-school choice Republicans, such as Lieutenant Governor Delbert Hosemann, have come together to block school choice. Trump has made it clear he intends to address this, and Trump has indicated he'll push for a federal law to give families school choice through a tax credit. Trump is the most pro-school choice president in the history of America, and I doubt Team Trump will take kindly to any anti-school choice Republicans who carry on opposing public-to-public school choice and tax credits. State legislation on school choice in the 2025 legislative session is going to be watched by Team Trump very carefully. Any anti-school choice Republicans from Mississippi going to Mar-a-Lago to try to solicit Trump endorsements are likely to be disappointed. Their future trips are as likely to be as unsuccessful in that regard as their previous ones. Like last time, I very much doubt President Trump will offer anti-school choice wannabes so much as a photo opportunity if they continue to oppose public-to-public school choice. If you live in Mississippi, you will shortly have a Republican president in the White House and a Republican Congress and Supreme Court in Washington, D.C. You will, of course, already live in a state run by a Republican governor, under a Republican-run legislature. If we can't deliver conservative policy now, then when? Now is the time for Mississippi and America to use this opportunity and place the country on an authentically conservative path.